The name Aaron Rossi is notorious in Greater Peoria since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. At first for his laboratory work, but that quickly took a 180 turn.
He lived a lavish lifestyle until details of fraud on several different accounts came to the surface. Madison Porter details his criminal timeline over the past 6 years.
Tyler and Janice, Aaron Rossi founded Redidus Laboratories in 2019, which played a large role in providing COVID tests amidst the nationwide pandemic. The Pekin-based business employed over 300 people and received over $2 million in testing contracts. A civil lawsuit filed by a former business partner for stealing that money was just the beginning. In the spring of 2022, Aaron Rossi was charged by a federal grand jury, 3 counts of filing false tax returns in the years 2015, 2016, and 2017, all at the cost of a couple $100,000. That brought light to the civil lawsuit between Rossi and his former partner, filed the year before, which drove the state's health department to stop giving him COVID contracts.
He thinks he can run Redidus Labs any way he sees fit. He cannot.
Rossi maintained his innocence a few months later, even when 6 more charges came his way, stemming from his work with the Central Illinois Orthopedic Surgery in Bloomington. Those accuse him of scheming to defraud that company of more than $1 million. Redidus would shut down in November of 2022. As Rossi waited for his 2 trials at home, he also violated bond conditions more than once. Court documents indicate Rossi tested positive for drugs in April, May, and July of 2022. He was eventually arrested, but was released with more conditions, which prohibited Rossi from selling any personal assets without court approval. He followed those conditions for about 1 year, until he sold 8 of his luxury cars without court approval and lost the little bit of freedom he had left. At the beginning of 2024, Rossi pleaded guilty to a handful of the federal charges, including purposefully altering his taxes and using Central Illinois orthopedic funds for his personal use. However, he was faced with 11 more counts, including healthcare, mail, and wire fraud for double billing the state, public, and private insurance companies for COVID-19 tests.
I hope the community, the local community, and people aren't duped by him, as I believe many have been, to include myself.
Rossi was sentenced in July of 2024 regarding the first set of federal charges to 5 years in prison in order to pay $3.1 million to the orthopedic company. While in jail, Rossi was caught with marijuana in a vape pen, leading to yet another indictment. In April of this year, Rossi entered a plea deal for the most recent federal fraud case and contraband case, which ultimately led to his sentencing this week on his remaining charges. The judge added 3 more years for double billing, but rejected adding more time for the contraband. The case had a ripple effect. Millions of dollars were stolen from companies and taxpayers. More than 300 employees lost their jobs, and 1 correctional officer was jailed. But the civil lawsuit against Rossi from his former partner is still open. Court records show an agreed order was entered into the record last week.